Hey, this is B with Colt Confrere. Today, I'm going to do a video on how to record vocals without pissing off your neighbors. So, if you happen to have a habit of yelling and screaming in your room in the middle of the night, which is when most people do this type of thing for some reason, because we're all shady night people, then this video is for you. Except maybe it's just me. So first of all, you gotta clean out your car, you slob. I laid down my little penguin blanket, cause it's gonna be nice and chill. You see I got a box of goodies hanging out back there. Next, you gotta go find you a spot. I've already got a spot picked out. It's a good spot, it's nice and private, won't bother anybody. So, let's go there. And another thing, don't forget to do your vocal exercises. Bye, little crack house. I love you and I'll miss you dearly. Alright, so we've arrived at the spot. On any given night, which I prefer to record at night because I feel like there's a lot less noise pollution, but usually this parking lot's completely empty, but I figured we need to shoot during the day because of daylight, you know. I don't want to just shoot something and y'all be like, oh shit, I can't see anything that you're doing right now. This here is my box of goodies. Among it, you know, I've got my keyboard, some cordage. I would recommend buying some cords so you don't have to completely tear apart your studio every time you do this. Of course, I've got my Focusrite, something to monitor with, microphone, it's just a little Neewer NW700, of course, the machinery. I would also suggest getting something to go ahead and set your laptop on. You don't want to just suck up, you know, whatever kind of crud you have laying around in your car. So, pop filter in case I wanted to use that instead of what I've got on there, the windscreen. The other device that I was using to record vocals, kind of insane because it worked fairly well, I guess, for what I was doing with it. We all know that this is not the greatest item to be using to record, you know, clear vocals, especially in like a death metal type style thing, you know, growls and shit, but hey, it happened. That's what I did it with. And this is my little vocal box that I've got here. It's a handy little shit. Another thing, I've got this Jackson's Giant Cup because we are going to be making a mic stand just because I don't have one. And you're a vocalist, bring some damn water. Okay, so now basically I'm going to set all this up and I'll show you exactly how I recorded my vocals before in the car, and then I'll show you how I'm going to start doing them now because I just need better sound quality, period. Here goes. Okay, so again, I was using this Edirol by Roland. Y'all heard what that sounded like. And this here is my new simple little setup. So as you can see, I've got my laptop right here. I'm pretty confident that the power of the laptop, even though we're going to be drawing phantom power with this Focusrite and with this microphone, I think it'll play out just fine. I'm going to go ahead and start up the computer. See, I've got my mouse, my keyboard, everything that I need to, you know, feel comfortable and at ease. I would recommend getting a shorter cord than I have, but it's not so bad to have such mobility. That's a 20-foot mic cable, but I was actually looking for something more along the lines of 10, considering this car isn't even but maybe 10 feet long inside. So, the Jackson's cup, as you can see, I just cut the bottom off of it. The mic sits in there pretty nice. I made a little hole at the bottom so the cord could run through onto the Focusrite. And I, of course, have something to monitor with. It's my M50Xs. As far as cutting the cup open, I just used a regular box cutter. Be careful not to cut yourself. Now we're just gonna check out loading up Reaper and making sure everything works okay. You can also see here I happen to have a little notch close by somewhere in the car where I could hang my pop filter. And that'll be ready, good to go whenever I need. Fantastic. Now, I did set this studio setup up in the back of my car for a couple reasons. One thing that I had trouble with when I very first tried to do something like this was I found myself in the front seat, which I thought would be the best idea because I could just, I don't know, after work, go have a recording sesh, go home, etc., whatever. But the thing that bothered me was setting it up in the seat next to me and having to turn so much. I ended up getting a neck cramp and my back was sore. I just really wasn't into it. So I was like, no, I need to be able to face this. Also, I want to be able to have a relaxed diaphragm, one that I could still keep in good posture so that when I was doing vocals and recording vocals, that they wouldn't sound like garbage simply because I couldn't breathe and get them out correctly, Like, you have to be able to have good posture when you're doing some vocals so you can extrude your voice. So that's one thing to stay conscious of. Keep in mind that you may want to find a spot in your car where you do have room to stretch your diaphragm. Another thing to keep in mind, you want to be pretty comfortable in general. You don't want to try to sit here and record vocals and just be in misery because you have to rotate your neck one way to look at the screen and blah, 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 blah. No, you want to be able to do this just as if you were recording at home in front of a computer on a desk any other time. Okay, and so we've got Reaper powered up, and as you can see, the mic is working just fine and dandy. Wonderful. So, I guess I'm gonna record the song again, at least the vocals to it. Okay, so here we are about 30 minutes later, and this actually turned out a lot better than I even thought it was going to be. I'm not saying this is the best one. I'm not saying that other mics aren't great. I'm sure there are plenty of other mics that you can record on that will yield a fantastic result. But the fact that I switched from this horrible little sounding Edirol, and it wasn't even that the device was horrible sounding itself, it was simply that it's just not made to record what I was trying to record. As you can see, what's highlighted, that's my new vocal tracks. Comparison to those ones, I'll probably go ahead and play those side by side for you here in a minute so you can see what a massive sound difference it was, and I'm really excited to show you guys the results of this little ghetto home studio setup. By the way, if you want to, you can wear sweatpants. When I initially tried this, I had bought a power inverter because I thought I would need one. But the fact of the matter is, I've been using it for half an hour and I still have almost 2 hours of battery life on it. I didn't even need an inverter in the first place. I returned it. I got my money back and put it on a bill because I be like that. Yeah. Don't say nothing. You knew I was ghetto when I cut this cup up into a mic stand. Get out of here. On that note, if you do feel like you need more of a power source, to run, any phantom power to your mic or your interface, then I would definitely suggest getting an inverter. You probably, I wouldn't say need more than 500 watts. Typically a laptop doesn't really run more than 100 itself, if even that. Oftentimes it's more like 75 or somewhere in that range. And then, considering its consistent power, if these two items can both run off your laptop for that long, they must not draw a whole lot of power either. I tried to look into how much the Focusrite actually drew. I couldn't really find that information on the internet, but like I said, a 500 watt inverter, really easy to set up in your car. If you don't know how to do that, I can maybe do a video on that for you if you're interested. Just let me know down in the comments below and we'll hook that up for you. Just make sure you read this, the safety features on them. Really important. You don't want to light shit on fire or blow up your equipment or do anything else stupid like that. Don't come running to me and blaming B, because it ain't finna be like that. I didn't tell you to do nothing. I'm just making suggestions. That's all this is. And that is how to record vocals in your car without disturbing your neighbors. Just the parking lot guests. Boop. I don't know if you see her. I don't know what she's doing. But she's doing something. Whatever. I'm doing my own thing. Girl, don't come at me sideways. Nope, not today. Alright, I'm done. Peace out, y'all. Okay, so here we are with the two different vocals recorded. I'm gonna start by playing the old one first. For the sake of just experimentation, I went ahead and turned off all the effects. And we're gonna start with the cleans on the old recording, the first one. Mute the new ones. Here we go. Okay, and now for the new ones. Okay, already it sounds a lot like I have just a lot more clarity. It's not so muddy sounding, and like there's so much noise pollution in the background with the second recording. But let's try it on a different type of vocal. I guess we're just gonna progress from now for the new. Again, to me, it just seems like I have a lot more clarity and less noise pollution. I think it's a little lower because obviously I haven't tweaked it or anything yet, but I do think we're going to end up with way better results when I do get around to remixing this and comparing them side by side. We're going to do one more vocal sample right here on what I believe is the heavy vocals starting. Okay, it's almost like sound gets cut off from there. Let's try that once more with this one. It's very hard to make an accurate demonstration of this and what I'm actually hearing, for one, because you're hearing through a secondary device, and for two, because a lot of people mistake loudness as better sounding. I'm telling you now though, I'm getting way more clarity through this condenser mic than I was at Adderall, and so I'm really happy with what we've done here today. So that's how you record without disturbing your neighbors. Take it to your car. Trust me, there's always a way. I don't know, shoot me your questions, tell me what you think about how the two different versions sounded. You know, if there's anything I can help you with, you know, just brainstorming any ideas of how to keep that shit down and not piss off your neighbors. Holla at a bitch. Alright, thanks for watching, y'all. Remember to click to subscribe if you like the video, and I'll holla at you next week. You can wear sweatpants. It's okay. You're not in public. It's totally fine. Thanks for watching, y'all.